kings?
Kingdoms.
What's that verse where it says we will be kings and priests?
Yeah, in 2 Peter.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about us.
Mm-hmm.
If we're in covenant with the Creator during the millennial reign, we're going to reign as kings with Him.
Under the Melchizedek.
Yeah, Melchizedek kings. Have you ever heard of Melchizedek?
We discussed some of Melchizedek last night. I'm not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not a knowledge on the whole lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had the
You will
Levitical
be.
priesthood.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, actually, you had the Melchizedek priesthood started with the Almighty, and He passed it to Adam. Adam became the first Melchizedek.
Okay.
And a Melchizedek just simply teaches,
The image of God. Is that-
yeah,
Yeah. they're
and he
right.
teaches Scripture.
Okay.
Before there was written Scripture, there was verbal Scripture passed down through the patriarchs.
Okay.
So Adam was the first Melchizedek, and then Seth was the second one, and it passed down through Enoch to Noah to Shem. Shem became a Melchizedek. Abraham became a Melchizedek, all the way down to Moses. Moses was a Melchizedek. Moses passed the priesthood to Aaron, and at that point it became a Levitical priesthood.
Okay.
Levitical priesthood is godly, but it's down here, and the Melchizedek is up here. Moses could go into the presence of the Almighty pretty much any time he wanted to. Aaron could go into the presence, the Holy of Holies,
Once a year.
one time a year
And had to sanctify himself.
on the Day of Atonement.
Okay.
Could not go in there any other time. Moses would go into the tent of meeting and meet with him
Mm-hmm.
every day and come out and his face would glow like the sun.
Okay. Highly anointed.
So the Levitical priesthood is in effect from Aaron down to John the Baptist.
And that's the law of the land. The law of the land, right? The Levitical law.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
would, he gave them the Levitical priesthood.
Yeah.
He offered them the Melchizedek priesthood
Right.
in Sinai,
Okay.
but they broke the covenant with the golden calf.
Okay.
And he said, okay, since you can't be priests and kings,
Mhm.
I'm going to put you under a priesthood,
Under imposed law.
an imposed law, and you're going to have, every time you sin, you're going to have to bring an animal
I
sacrifice.
got it. Yep. We discussed it.
It's going to cost you money.
Yeah.
You're going to have to give up an
Your most
animal, and it
valuable.
can't be your second best.
Yeah.
It's got to be the first
But
best.
those things can't save you.
You're right.
Yeah.
And he
Okay.
said this is going to be a tutor to tutor you until Messiah comes.
Schoolmaster.
Yeah, schoolmaster.
It's
And
a
then I'm gonna,
resemblance of giving your all to Jesus.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's going to be, when he comes, he's going to restore the Melchizedek priesthood
Okay.
and will deliver you from the
Imposed law.
imposed law of the Levitical priesthood. No more animal sacrifices. He's going to lay down his life once and for all.
Yeah.
So what will be done away with is the temple,
Okay.
the priesthood, and animal sacrifices.
Mhm.
Those are the things that were done away with.
Yeah, that's
He
what.
said, you're now going to be the temple.
Right.
The priesthood's going to be the Melchizedek priesthood, initiated by Messiah. And you can also train to be Melchizedek yourself.
Okay.
And so no more temple, no more priesthood,
No more animal sacrifice.
and no more animal sacrifices. Okay. He's your sacrifice
That's
now.
why 748 Acts says temple wasn't built with human hands.
Right. So John the Baptist passes the priesthood back to Messiah when he baptizes him.
I get it. Y'all got that's why.
John the Baptist was in line to be the high priest in the Levitical priesthood.
Okay.
So there's a scripture that said, among those born to women, John the Baptist was the greatest prophet.
Yes, sir.
But nevertheless, I tell you that those in the millennial kingdom
Mm-hmm.
will be greater than John. Because
Because
they're
he's under
gonna
the
be
Levitical,
Melchizedeks.
not the Melchizedek.
They're Melchizedeks, and he was a Levitical priesthood.
Because now we have the same
And
spirit.
Peter says that, we're going to be kings and priests.
Yep.
He says, but you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people.
Mm.
If you're in covenant.
That's
If,
right.
if,
Yeah.
now explain that to Jay. If you're in what?
Covenant.
Covenant.
Okay, what's that?
The same covenant he gave to Abraham.
Right.
Which basically, if you keep my commandments, the 10 commandments,
Singing advocate.
yeah.
Yeah.
We don't do it all. We don't do the animal sacrifice.
Right. Right.
But everything else we do.
Yes, sir.
If you keep my commandments, and do what I say. Well, in Exodus 19, read that Exodus 19:5.
Exodus what?
Exodus 19:5 or 4 and 5. Maybe.
Now therefore, if you obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation.
That's where
These
Peter
are
got
the
that
words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel.
Yeah.
And, you know, John spoke the same thing,
Right.
14:6 of John.
So I don't know if he told you, but the law doesn't save us; it
Yeah.
sanctifies.
That's right. Right standing.
Messiah brings justification,
Okay,
which only he can do.
right.
We can't do any of it. We can't provide that. Our part is the sanctification,
That's right.
being set apart.
Yes, sir. Retrain our mind.
And he says, "Be you holy,"
Mhm.
which means set apart,
Mhm.
even as I am holy. So he does the justification. We do the sanctification.
Right.
We're the bride that's got to make herself clean.
Mm-hmm.
The church today, they have justification.
Mm-hmm.
They think that's all they need.
Mm-hmm.
They don't think they need the sanctification.
Mm-hmm.
So when they end up at the end, and he said, "Okay, you had the justification of Messiah. Where's the sanctification?" Well, we didn't know about that. He said, "That's keeping my covenant, doing what I told you to do."
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, my pastor told me that all that was done by Jesus for me.
You didn't realize he said he'd teach you all.
Yeah,
things.
they're going to come up short.
That's right.
So he says, "Many shall say to me in that day, Lord, Lord,
7:21.
did we not do many wonderful works in your name?"
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Depart from me, you workers of iniquity," because they weren't keeping his commandments.
That's it.
He said, "I never knew you.
That's right.
You were never in covenant with me."
Mm-hmm.
It's really, when you learn that, you go, "Man, I was lied to all my life." You know?
All this time.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Where we
Okay,
at?
verse 17.
It's good. I love it.